Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Today we ask the question, Wonder Woman or Whiny Woman? I'm JJ. That's a little dude in place of Deke, and we are your internet dads. We meet here Monday through Friday to drink coffee, unless we left it downstairs, and we talk about stuff. Good morning, Deke.
Hello.
We are late. It's my fault. I had a fight with my wife. This is reality. This happens. You have a fight with your wife, and you gotta handle that. And that's more important than being on time to the show. I'm sorry, everyone.
I wish I could say I could cope with you, but Ashley and I never fight.
Never fight. You know, I'm still learning how this goes. It's only been 19 years, and I would think that for most of that I would be right.
Nope.
And not make any mistakes.
No.
But
see, that's where you're wrong.
Yeah, I made a mistake. And I was really wrong. And I had to handle it. I had to eat my shoe. And my hat, whatever the expression is.
Eating crow.
I had to eat crow.
Yeah. Once you eat a piece of crow, the first piece is the hardest piece. But once you eat it's a little easier to eat.
I don't know why I start with the skull. It's so tough to choke down. Show the skull and the feathers in the beak. But then after that, it's a lot easier. All right. Good morning, folks. Okay. So, Deke, I saw this story this morning. And by the way, check out my placard here. That's Linda Carter and her sister. Her sister's on the left. That's Pamela Carter. And that's not real Linda Carter. That's AI generated Linda Carter, but she was holding up a sign that made my point. And my point is, there's a story out that I posted earlier this morning. And this, in my opinion, is the most important news of the last 24 hours. Yeah, probably. Okay. Wonder Woman star Linda Carter endorses her rival endorses her sister's rival in Arizona legislative race. So her sister, really? Pamela Carter, is running for Arizona legislature. And Linda Carter, again, her sister, was like, oh, you're running for legislature. Isn't that great? And then endorsed her opponent. So this is a very picture of modern politics, I think, where for some, politics seems to be thicker than blood. You know what I mean?
I keep seeing that there is a little Facebook meme that goes around and it says, don't let the opinions of two people separate friendships and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, it's not about that anymore. It's not about the opinions of two people. It is what those two people and those policies stand for. And I can't see your face. The camera was right in front of us, driving me crazy. It's about what those people and those policies stand for. And it's about my children and being able to afford groceries. I want my children to be able to afford groceries, and it's hard to afford groceries right now. So I don't want, so here is, we'll start here. Linda Carter posted on X. It's real Linda Carter, by the way. Here we go. Real Linda Carter. You can tell how Linda Carter-y she looks. As a native Arizonan, I'm proud to endorse Kelly Butler AZ and Karen Gresham AZ for the two LD4 seats in Arizona's State House. Kelly and Karen are both strong, experienced candidates born and raised in Arizona, and they are working mothers fighting for the rights that matter most to Arizonans, especially every child's right to a quality education. Not necessarily the right to be alive, but if you're going to be alive, you get school. That's what she cares about. Sorry. The reason why I say that is this: Pamela Carter. If you go to Pamela Carter's website, let's learn about who Pamela Carter is to see what Linda Carter opposes. Okay, if you don't mind, indulge me for a moment. There's Pamela Carter. I don't know if she's older or younger. She's the resemblance. She's probably younger. I can see the resemblance.
Yeah. She's running for LD4. And here on border security, my liberal Democrat opponent championed Joe Biden's open border policies. Uh-oh. That's a red flag right there, right? So right out the gate, she's saying illegal immigration is illegal. Let's see. What about protecting our kids? My liberal Democratic opponents support the radicalization of our K-12 curriculum. And I'm committed to protecting our children from radical left-wing agenda in seeking to impose left-wing ideologies. Oh, my. So she's also against, let's see. I think she's also against like abortion. I read that earlier. Veteran and Arizona military bases. She's for water. So Linda Carter is apparently as blue can be Democrat, and her sister appears to be a Republican. And here we have the American divide, splitting families, not unlike a modern civil war. It's a little sad. But I mean, I guess you get to be 70, whatever you are, and you just get over the fact that that's your sibling, right? Is that right? Do you have any siblings? I don't know if I asked you that.
Yeah, I have a younger brother. He's 5 years younger than me.
And you guys ever go to war over stuff like that?
My brother and I have never fought over anything. And we've said that before. We've both said that before, but we've talked about it. I'm like, can you seriously remember a time where we've ever fought over anything? He's like, no. I'm like, I really can't either. Maybe when we were little, I can remember mom saying, don't hit your brother. You know, she would always tell me that. Don't hit your brother. You're bigger than him. You'll hurt him. Don't hit your brother. You're bigger than him. But that was just kid crap.
Yeah.
We have a lot in common, but we're completely different. So
similar issue with my brother, right? Very different.
Yeah, look,
we don't really hold necessarily. Well, I won't say we don't hold the same. We don't hold different political ideologies, because that's not true. Because my brother definitely believes some stuff that I'm like, what? But in the left-right perspective, we're probably on the same side.
I'm sure my brother thinks your way too. I'm sure he's like, okay, that's a little crazy. But yeah, I don't. You didn't make me the moderator yet, so I can't.
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay.
Ashley says they are seriously an anomaly.
What is an anomaly? They are seriously an anomaly. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, look, I know people, they disagree with their siblings and stuff, but this just seems to me like, why did Linda Carter have to endorse her opponent? Couldn't she have just been like, you know what, I just won't do anything here. I'll just, she didn't have to endorse anybody.
There's some something.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, if I was like privately, like my brother's running for office, and I was like, dude, I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to represent this district. But then I wouldn't be going around being like, do not vote for my brother. I would be like, you know what? I'm just going to hold my tongue, ride this wave out. Why did she do? I don't understand. So this is obviously
there's got to be some animosity that we don't know, some family stuff.
Probably,
and I don't really care.
They probably both dated the same guy in 1947. Just holding a grudge about it.
I think it might be a few years higher than that, but I mean, whatever. It's close. You're close. Way to go, buddy.
All right.
How old is her sister?
Well, I don't know how old Pamela Carter is, but it turns out that Linda Carter is 73.
Linda Carter 73. Pamela Carter is that's not her. Hang on, that's not her. Pamela Carter, what state is she from?
Arizona.
Oh, Pamela Carter, Arizona. Age.
Very little information. You know how women are. They don't want to be honest about how old they are.
Well, you would have thought that somebody had made a Wikipedia page about her, but there's not one. There's a Linda Carter page.
Yeah, of course. Of course there is. Now, hey, listen, I know you weren't watching TV in the 70s, but you definitely watched Wonder Woman syndicated in the 80s, right?
Wonder Woman.
Is that your Wonder Woman? Or is there some other Wonder Woman that's your Wonder Woman? Is Gal Gadot your Wonder Woman? Who's your Wonder Woman?
I didn't watch Wonder Woman. If I watched it, it was just the little intro or whatnot. But yeah, it's Linda Carter. I was looking to see if her sister's name was mentioned in the Wikipedia page, and I didn't see it anywhere. Yeah, Linda Carter. Yeah, would anyone be talking about her sister if Linda didn't endorse her opponent, though? Would it be the picture of an unknown little podcast?
So, okay, let's say that's true. Let's say that Pamela Carter doesn't have the profile to reach the masses, but Linda Carter is obviously Wonder Woman. So Linda Carter got in her giant platform and was like, "Hey, y'all, can you shit on my sister here?"
Did Linda Carter get into her invisible jet? Because for as far as I can remember, she's been living in the invisible jet for the past 40 years, JJ.
Hey, listen.
What else has Linda Carter done besides an early 80s TV show or a late 70s, early 80s TV show? Can you please just blow my mind and name one other significant thing that she's done?
Absolutely.
Off the top of your head.
5 years ago or so, there was a TV show called Supergirl. And she played, I think she played the president. Or Supergirl's mom or something like that. She was in that show.
Okay, cool. Way to go. What so I'm going to repeat my question. Can you name anything significant she has done?
I mean, she's Wonder Woman. She spent her whole life being Wonder Woman from when she was like 25 or 30 or however old she was. That was her thing. You know what? I'm going to go to my grave and nobody's going to remember that I was Wonder Woman.
Moving on.
This is one of those days.
I got fun stories. All right, what else you want to talk about political besides Wonder Woman?
Hold on, let me see what else I had one other thing in here that was like, oh yeah, you know what? There was this. There is a I'm not very good with my D&D bestiary stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm not sure what you call it, if it's like a gnome or a troll or like some sort of like a short, ugly thing that takes all your money. What is this short creature? Yeah, it like keeps taking your money. It's like a little short creature.
Goblin, but
goblin.
You're trying to associate that with a goblin.
Yes, goblin. Okay, so there is a story in the news about a goblin type creature called hold on, get out of here. Share. Here we go. Zelensky calls Vance too radical and suggests that he study World War II. So Ukrainian President Zelensky said in a new interview that that JD Vance, the Republican nominee, is too radical, and that JD Vance needs to study World War II. I feel like Zelensky is making moves here because he knows that if Trump, Vance get into office, the money tap from the United States right up Ukraine's butt.
Dry up.
His lube supply gonna be gone.
We're trying to fix that tap, and we just keep getting. When you try to fix something, and you're like. When you try to fix something and you got, this is going to be an easy fix, and then you start working on it and your damn screw bent, you break the screw head off and you can't find the right freaking part, it's one little problem after another. That's what it is here. So we're fixing to fix this.
Yeah, we're going to fix this.
All right.
I've never once argued that Putin is a kind and friendly person. I've argued that he's a person with distinct interests, and the United States has to respond to interests with distinct interests, Vance said earlier this year. So, but the fact that he's a bad guy does not mean we can't engage in basic diplomacy and prioritizing America's interests. Yeah. So there's a lot of bad guys all over the world, and I'm much more interested in some of the problems in East Asia than I am in Europe. Oh, Vance, please don't get us involved with China. Can we just shut all the doors and hang up the phones for a couple of days? You know what I mean? Is that too much to ask? Just stop answering the phone when all these people call for money. Hold on. The United States policy for foreign diplomacy needs to be the same as my 20-year-old policy when people were calling to collect on credit card debt.
Yeah.
Don't answer the phone. Don't give them anything.
Who? Nope. John's not here.
Hey, I'm sorry. He must have moved recently. No, I don't have a forwarding address. That's not my job.
I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, let's talk about fun stuff for the rest of the time. Oh, okay. This one is kind of not fun. Okay, I want to show you this horrible video here. All right, hang on. Let me bring it up. This is bad. I'm going to try to narrate here through this. There is a terrible tradition that is going on in Iceland, and it is horrible. The people search the towns at night to find. They get their children in on this. Here comes a damn train. And they get their children in on this, and they hunt these little baby puffins. Do you know what a puffin is?
No. Is it a bird? Sounds like a bird.
It's a little bird, and they hunt these little baby puffins. You see these puffins, and they throw them into the ocean. They just throw them into the ocean. Look how cute these birds are. They're so cute, and they just throw them. Look, they're chasing this poor little thing down.
It's a bird. It's a bird.
They're trying to chase it.
Well, is that a flying bird?
Look, they're taking them. They're catching them out of the water. It's trying to get away. Look, it's trying to get away. And these people are catching these things to just throw them into the ocean. Look, just how horrible is that? That's so terrible.
Okay.
They're getting their kids in on it. Look, they're getting their kids in on it. Look, they're ha, how fun. Look, they're getting children to do. Look, there's this guy showing off his. She's like, I'm going to eat this thing here. Oh, no, see? Oh, geez. Okay. Isn't that terrible?
Why is that bad?
That is not what they're doing at all, JJ. These people, isn't that funny how I can just, if the train wouldn't have went by, it would have been a lot funnier. But these people in Iceland collect these little baby puffins this time of the year because the baby puffins get confused with the lights of the city at night. So they go around and they collect these baby puffins and they keep them in the box in their house until the next morning. And then they go to the ocean and they throw them out into the ocean so that they can get back to what they're supposed to be doing, living in the ocean and flying out there. But they get confused at night, and the baby, because they use moonlight, and the baby puffins fly into the city. And they've been doing it for decades. So the parents and the families, and it's like a big tradition. It's not uncommon at all to see families walking around with cardboard boxes, with like 4 to 10 baby puffins a night that they'll find, and they'll go out, and it's like a family thing that they do,
right?
To save these little baby puffins. The baby puffins will land, and then they don't have enough strength to take back off again. So they saved them. If they went and threw them out into the ocean that night, they would come back into the city. They would fly back into the lights. So they wait until the next morning to throw them out.
This seems like a species that's not gonna survive. You know what I mean? Like, they can do this for a while.
How far away is the puffin from the dodo bird is what you're asking, right?
Yeah. It's only a matter of time.
Okay,
because
so
somebody's going to be like, look, I'm not going out there. It's cold or whatever.
So let's look. There's the puffin, right? And here is the dodo bird. Where's the dodo? Hang on, let me share this screen.
I'm sorry. It's sad, but extinction happens.
I mean, we're not far off. Maybe.
What in the world? That dodo bird had a tiny wing. Of course, it's not going to survive. What does that wing even do? It can't fly. All right. Bye, dodo.
Bye,
sorry, dodo.
Wonder if that's one of the birds they're trying to to resuscitate. Hey, that's a nice little segue. So the dodo berg, I wonder if they're trying to maybe bring back some extinct animals and stuff like that. What
Sure.
about plants, JJ? What
Hmm.
about resurrecting some extinct plants through scientific means? What do you feel about that? Right off the
I
bat,
mean, what
just
kind of plant? Are we talking like giant man-sized Venus flytrap? Because I'm going to say we don't really need that.
Miss Seymour.
On the other hand, if it's a delicious,
Not
tasty fruit of some kind, maybe. What kind of plant are we talking about?
What if it was a plant that has gone extinct that they think was mentioned in the Bible as a healing, that could produce a healing resin? This plant was discovered. These seeds were discovered in this Judean, in this cave in the Judean desert, and they have been growing it for several years now. And they think that the last known from this tree, the last known, I guess they're calling this tree the Sheba, was like 900,000 years ago or something like that. They've been growing it for about 14 years. The seed was discovered in a cave in the late 80s. They're being real cryptic about it, about the tree, the people that were growing it and whatnot. But they think that this tree, it has a lot of characteristics between the frankincense and myrrh family. So
Okay.
it has they think that it absolutely has healing properties. Yeah, it sits between the myrrh and frankincense family. They definitely think it has healing properties, but in the Bible, it mentions this it mentions this healing extract called sori, which is translated into balm, and it's mentioned in Genesis, Jeremiah, Ezekiel. And they think that I'm just going to read this to you. The identity of the biblical sori, translated in English as balm, has long been open to debate, the researchers wrote in the study. The substance is linked with historical region of Gilead, which sits to the east of the Jordan River between Yarmuk River and the northern end of the Dead Sea. Now, having received this tree, Sheba, the team thinks that it's finally unraveled the mystery behind the biblical sori. They think the resin from this tree somehow is probably what they were talking about, since myrrh is a very healing tree. Frankincense, I
Right.
mean, I've always said that. I'm like, when the kings of the land were going to present the King of Kings, this baby with gifts, they're the
Right.
kings. They're the kings, dude. They're going to give their king, the King of Kings, this baby that's been born, the gifts. Where are you going to give him? You just going to go by the dollar store on your way there? No, you're going to give him the best of the best stuff. Gold, frankincense, myrrh. Why aren't we revering frankincense and myrrh? Like, what else can we do with this stuff?
I'm not even sure what you do with it. I think one of them's an embalming fluid, so I don't really know how.
The smell of
That's a gift.
just the smell of frankincense can stop seizures as they're
really?
happening, is what studies have shown.
That's really interesting.
Very
actually.
powerful. So it makes you think, wow, maybe that is a pretty powerful, if the kings of the land were giving what they considered their king, if you're going to give the king a gift, you're going to give him the best gift.
I wonder if that sorry stuff, if you sniff on that sorry stuff, if it'll maybe make you not throw your own sister under the bus on a national level, like that would be interesting.
I think they probably already make some stuff like that. If you wanted to, like,
all right. Since we're doing like ancient history, starting with Linda Carter and going back 1,000 years, let's go back even further. There's a story on CNN. Check this out. Thousands of bones and hundreds of weapons reveal a 3,250-year-old battlefield.
Cool. Tell me more.
A new analysis of arrowheads is helping researchers piece together a clearer portrait of the warriors who clashed on Europe's oldest known battlefield 3,250 years ago. Bronze and flint arrowheads were discovered in the Talins Valley in northeast Germany. Researchers first uncovered the site in 1996 when an amateur archaeologist spotted a bone sticking out of the dirt out of the river. Since then, excavations have unearthed 300 metal finds, 12,500 bones belonging to about 150 different people who died at this site in 1250 BC. Recovered weapons include swords, wooden clubs, and an array of arrowheads, including some found still embedded in the bones of the people that died.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no direct evidence of an earlier battle of this scale has ever been discovered, and it is a complete coincidence that it's, once again, the Germans. So
that area,
sorry, be good.
look, no,
You guys. It started off with like bad economic policy and people wanted to blame somebody, and then they just got into a big fight.
Well, we talk about people that's lived in the Middle Eastern area for thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah.
Same with where Germany is now. That area where Germany is now, people have lived there for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, man. Of course there's going to be battles.
Look at this. Look at this. Do you see what that is? That's an arrowhead. Do you see what the rest of this is?
Yeah, it looks like
it's the inside of somebody's skull. Not good. He didn't make it. I'm afraid he didn't make it.
No, I don't think that guy made it.
Look at this wicked barb on this thing. That goes in, and then it's just like, and it's not coming out. Look at all of those. Okay. Yeah.
All right, I got one more story for you.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before about how microplastics have been discovered in all kinds of things and whatnot.
Right.
And it seems like the consensus now is that microplastics seem to be in every kind of animal that they have discovered or that they have tested it in, except one.
Is it that little bird in Norway?
No. No, if you had to legitimately guess the one animal, the one little creature, it could be it's a microscopic creature. Let me give you a tip.
Yeah, okay. It has to be smaller than the nanoparticles from the plastics, right?
No, because the microscopic creatures they have the microplastics as well. They consume the microplastics as well, except this one creature that does not consume microplastics. Just one. The tardigrade. The freaking tardigrade. This creature that can die and come back to life, that can withstand the freaking pressures of space. It shuts itself down. It comes back. This is if you haven't looked into really this creature, watch a little documentary or something. It is a fascinating freaking little creature, man. The tardigrade. So they have found that it just don't eat the plastic. It just doesn't eat it. It's really interesting. This is a long article, and then there's a bear. I was thinking that we could end the show talking about this and the tardigrade and how it stays away and it keeps itself healthy. And I think we could all be a little more tardy. Don't you think you could be a little tardy?
I tried it once, but
we should be a little tardy.
It didn't work out, but maybe I should try it again. So maybe I should retardy. You know what I mean? I'll try again. Thank you, folks. They got it. It took a minute.
Don't hit the command. Sorry, that was a bad joke. No, isn't that fascinating? Look up if you really don't know about the tardigrade. It's a fascinating little creature, man.
Honestly, I don't really know too much about it. I think we've talked about it on this before. And then, isn't there something about a Star Trek show or Doctor Who show or something like that where they made the tardigrade some sort of space traveling monster. I don't know. They just took this real creature and like did something
What was
sci-fi.
that? That was no.
No,
That was something. That
no,
was
no.
like a Star Trek. That was like a. Yeah, I've watched that. It was initially a tardigrade.
It's like on Discovery, right? Like Star Trek Discovery or something, or maybe Picard.
I was wanting to say it was a newer one. So it might have been Star Trek Discovery. That wasn't bad. It was a good one. I've watched them all. They've been pretty good. All right. That's all I got today, Fred. I had a penguin story.
Let's see if we have anything else in here.
And a tree story.
Well, if my wife is watching, I just want to say, I'm sorry. I was wrong. And sometimes, guys, that's what you got to do. You just got to say, now, the thing is, my wife's probably not watching.
Dave dropped
that's how you do it, guys. Yeah, if you guys, sometimes you're wrong. Just apologize. Try not to do it again. That's what I'm gonna do.
Way to go, buddy. Way to go.
No. You don't get to cheer me on. I'm wrong. And I will not accept the I won't accept it.
No, for admitting that you're wrong. It's hard to do that for everybody these days. All right, we're gonna tell a joke. No, we're gonna tell another story because you did that. Dave dropped this one. This one's pretty cool. New Mozart just dropped. I know you guys have been waiting for the new Mozart album for a long time. It's been, we've been waiting for several centuries for the new Mozart to drop. It is just dropped. You can pick it up wherever you get your lost manuscripts of centuries old music. So look at that. Isn't that cool, man? A hitherto unknown piece of music by the Austrian composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was recently discovered by researchers in the Leipzig Municipal Libraries. The sheet music itself was not scribed by Mozart, the composer of such famous works as we know. The recently uncovered manuscript is a copy written around 1780 that the copyists attributed to a Wolfgang Mozart. The lack of Mozart's middle name in the copyist's signature suggests that Mozart wrote the piece before 1769 when he started to include the middle of his moniker, according to this release. The piece is a 12-minute long work in C major written for 2 violins and a bass. It has been cataloged it's been cataloged with a bunch of German words. So the approximate timing Mozart was between 10 and 13 years old when he wrote it.
So this is his early stuff.
Amazing. Yeah.
What does it sound like? How come nobody's played it yet? What is it called? What's the song called? Let's listen to it. Sheet music was not scribed by Mozart. 12-minute long.
Yeah.
I know a band that should maybe cover this.
Fish. Cool. I'd like to hear a metal piece of this music. I saw a video one time. The dude was taking, he was like, you guys think metal was invented in the 70s? And he took a piece of like Mozart or Bach. I think it was Mozart. And he was playing it on the guitar with the metal. And I was like, oh my God. Here comes another damn train. So do your little spiel and we'll get jokes together.
All right. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow will be an even better show than this. This one was just kind of slapdash thrown together at the last minute because Linda Carter turns out to be a terrible, horrible person. That's all. So we'll be back tomorrow, rumble.com/internetdads. Let's do jokes. Deke. You're still... Why is he honking it multiple times?
First of all, they have to honk between crossings. All right.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
They have to honk before they get to the crossing. Like, hey, we're coming. They have to do it every time. I have a road crossing right there and a road crossing right down there. So it's I can hear it coming from the first road crossing, or I can hear it coming from that one. But he always honk. They always honk right beside.
You've just given me a great idea. I don't think anybody's ever done it before. Do you guys have roundabouts in your in your neighborhood?
No, but they're wanting to put some in, and all these old people are pissed off, and I don't want to, and They're wanting to put stuff-
I've never seen a train roundabout, but I'm thinking maybe I write a letter to your township and see if they want to invest in a train roundabout right around your station there. You just have the train going in circles to change direction instead of having to like back up and do all 3-point turns and stuff.
Sometimes the SOB stops right out here and just stops and runs. And so I can't record anything. You hear how loud that ambient sound is?
Not really.
Oh my God. I
Mike
do.
Mike does a pretty good job of
My desk is vibrating and my chair is vibrating right now.
Then the noise canceling is doing a great job.
I can tell he's fully loaded.
All right, here we go. Deke, you may not know this.
Yeah.
I adopted my dog from a blacksmith.
Oh, you did?
And as soon as we got home, he made a bolt for the door. All right.
Where'd that come from? That's great.
I don't know.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good one. Okay. You know, I was pondering life the other day and about all the different jobs and the stuff that I had and the things that I've done in life and whatnot. And I was thinking, you know, the older I get, the more I regret all the people that I've lost over the years. You know, so I really think being a trail guide was not the best job for me back in the
day. All right. Thanks for hanging out, folks. We will be back tomorrow. Rumble.com/internetdads. Follow me on X. The links in the description below. Bye.
Politicians and talking heads lying left and right. You can help us bring facts into the light. Don't let your daughter lose her next swim meet to a psychopath dude with fake teeth. Essay for a comment, he said no. Watch now, the Internet Dad Show. Subscribe quick, the squid monster's on the way. Inspire with us, tomorrow's news today. Oh yeah.
My sister's evil.